All right, looks like Toronto's live. Love you all so much. Please head on over to this man right here, Toronto. Thanks very much, Dahlia, Chris. All right, Toronto, live on YouTube. Been a while, so now.
What's up, guys?
All right, there you go.
Yeah.
Love you all
Here
so
with
much,
Henry,
eh?
of course. Kareem Vasily, brother, how you doing? Thanks for popping in the live. Thanks for coming from our pal Henry over here. His live, Toronto Tech and Transit. Just finished up. Sebastian, how's it going, guys? Thanks for channel hopping over here for a rare Toronto live stream. Thanks for joining me. Gabriella, thank you so much for being here. Hello. Yeah, so we're just here, University in Dundas. Having some Timmies. John Barrientos, thanks again for linking me and Henry together during our lives. Yeah, Mr. Sunjib, thank you. Upstate Bob, how's it going? Oh, Upstate New York Bob said, let Henry know Mark D sent a $10 super chat at the last second.
Oh my gosh.
You can give your...
Thank you so much, Mark, for the generous super chat.
There you go.
You must have done it right. That's the same thing must have happened with Tariff T-Shots.
Yeah.
Right at the last second, but it doesn't show
Sure,
on
yeah.
my end. Thanks very much, Mark.
Yeah, there you go. Mara got her thank you on my live. Thanks to Henry for buying me lunch today and a donut and a Timmy's. Just chatting, chilling out here. We saw Flick Hunter, which was really cool. Hey, Modano, good to see you.
Hey, great to see
Marie, everybody's
Great
here.
friends.
Wow, my live is packed with people here. Yeah. Where you want to go for a walk now?
Yeah, let's do it.
Should we go a bit east or where should we go?
Okay, sure.
Where do you have to? You're going to end up
Just
going
anywhere somewhere like close to the.
to Young. Where you
somewhere
going to?
Young,
Yeah,
yeah.
where are you going to go
I'll
north?
take
Okay,
The 97.
nice. Yeah, Henry's got to catch the 97 bus, so we'll make our way there, and then eventually come back west. I do want to pass through Kensington Market, so
Oh, that would be really great.
we'll circle our way there at some point. Maybe.
Oh, if you want to go there first.
No,
then I can
that's
make
okay.
my-
No, it's good. It's
Okay,
good.
you
We can
look
go here. We can even go a bit east if you have time. Go check out what is it? The Fillmore's. Fillmore's building is still there.
Oh, so you're gonna go even east of Young?
Maybe. Yeah. We'll see. We'll feel it out.
That's awesome, Kensington Market. Because I don't believe I've seen it in a little while on anyone's screen.
Oh yeah, that's like my go-to on TikTok. I often.
All your viewers love Kensington Market.
Yeah, I like walking through. There's always
Yeah.
something interesting going on there.
Yeah, sure. It's great.
Yeah. Crikey, how's it going? Thank you for joining. We got some protests going on. Yeah. Should we go to the island again? Won't make it all the way across, but so there's some protests going outside the courthouse on University. I don't tend to cover those, so. But yeah, some activity in the city today. There's another rally at City Hall. I saw some barricades outside the U.S. Embassy, which I thought was interesting,
Oh, yeah.
given the current climate of American-Canadian situation, which we don't have to get into. But yes, it is always protest season.
Oh, you saw
in
something
Toronto.
today?
Yeah, they had barricades outside, so I went to check it out while I was on my TikTok live. Wasn't much going on outside of the U.S. Embassy, but noticeable. That's quite the scaffolding that goes into the building in the windows. That's weird. Right, they're renovating and developing this building here. They got cranes coming out of it. All right, let's continue our walk east along Dundas.
I like that color of the gimbal, but yeah. It's
Yeah.
very nice.
Totally.
Kind of slate blue.
Yeah, the I guess the Pro model is the darker one. There's a more basic version that's cheap too. Like I think it's like $130 for the 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this one comes with like the tracker and the module for the microphone.
You got the selfie stick you can stand. And
Yeah,
the
this one's
tripod.
got the extension. Yeah, just nice.
Cross here.
Unfortunately, the module doesn't work with the DJI Mic 2 though. Only works with a
Oh.
Mini.
Oh.
That was the other thing that was intrigued me by it, but I have to use my receiver still, which is fine. Go walk by the old. Let's walk by the old bus terminal.
Yeah. Okay.
It's kind of cool actually. Yeah.
That's when the atrium was busy. The atrium on Bay, the food court.
Oh yeah. True.
But now it seems pretty dead.
Yeah, it's a bit of a ghost town sometimes. Hey Zach, how's it going? Coleslaw here, Brad Palmer's here. Thanks guys. There's a bus reversing onto Dundas. That's
You got confused with the road.
yeah, that's impressive. Backing up onto Chestnut. But yeah, we'll go check out the old bus terminal.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
Yeah, it's interesting. Kind of like it's kind of like an abandoned. Well, it is kind of abandoned now. Abandoned vibe to it. I feel like I got colder. I feel
Yeah.
colder now for
I
some
think that's
reason.
what the weather said, yeah, it's gonna get as the day progresses. Supposedly, like later in the night, like snow and like rain.
Yeah, that's what I saw for the forecast. That's typical spring in Toronto. You get like 20-degree weather one day and
Yeah, it's supposed to be
0 degrees the next day. Yeah, yeah, it was 20 degrees when it wasn't spring yet. Officially, and once it's spring, it went back down. All right, Vasily, take care. You're starting a bakery service called Van Dough. That's a classic coleslaw joke. But yeah, here's part of the abandoned bus terminal. We'll walk by the other one. There actually happens to still be some, I think on standby, some police horse units. I saw them earlier during my TikTok live. Let me chug the rest of this. Thanks once again to Henry
pleasure.
for the coffee. Whoa. I've already fallen down on a live
Oh no.
on TikTok. I shouldn't do it again. It was fine. I was okay.
Oh, okay.
It was actually these boots. The laces got hooked,
Oh.
and I couldn't undo it, and it just went all the way down.
Oh,
I've been
the
meaning to
side.
post the clip. Yeah, it was. I did a live in Scarborough. Luckily, it was it was after the snow. There's enough snow on the ground to break my fall.
Oh.
A sandal business where they actually look like vandals. I like it. You can get the band, the Vandals. to be in your commercials. Oh, I see some police activity up ahead.
Just like Toronto said, they got the horses ready in case things get out
Yeah.
of hand.
Sounds like there's some police action. I don't know if it's related to the protests, but we won't focus on that too much. But yeah, here's the other part of the bus terminal. Yeah, we're not gonna go cover that stuff. I typically don't end up going to like protests and stuff. Coleslaw. See, there's some horses right here. And apparently, police horses have their own trading cards. Oh, Zach, 3 hours on the electric guitar. That's amazing. Yeah, I don't want to get too close to the horses here, but yeah, if you see a cop on a horse in the wild, preferably not at a rally or a riot of any sort, but you can get a trading card from the police officer of the horse. That's a thing apparently that they do. That is a lot of practice, but that's where you get all the muscle memory, and that's how you get good. I have friends in bands and metal bands, and they practice a lot to keep fresh, keep their skills fresh. Oh yeah, this one's very close. Look at these guys. Just here. Yeah, they've just been sitting here for the past, I don't know, I was here maybe an hour ago before I met you, Henry.
Such beautiful, powerful features.
Yeah.
Nobody, it's so intimidating. Nobody messes with them when they're lined up.
Yeah. Typically, yeah, they're used for crowd control. Yeah. And yeah. And that's why. Yeah, we can go back to Dundas, go to Yonge. Oh, is that where the new TNT is?
Oh yeah. Edward
Oh,
Street. Yeah,
okay. Cool. Yeah. I thought it was. Yeah, I wasn't sure exactly where it was.
I know you like Valley Village.
Yeah, there's one there too.
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't know that. That's cool. Yeah, maybe I'll check it out later. Police horses don't horse around, says Coleslaw.
And you know.
Yeah. Who else can come out with something as clever as that? And so quick too. Is the whatchamacallit gone? Uncle Tetsu moved.
Yeah.
Ah,
much bigger,
okay. I remember when Uncle Tetsu's was first opened, there's lineups down the street
Yeah,
here.
and then it was like going right up to the sidewalk.
Yeah,
Oh, actually, it's small.
that's wild.
That's cool. You can actually see them like making
Right.
stuff.
The atrium is here.
All the girls are looking at
Atrium's a bit of a ghost town these days. I thought Red Lobster went out of business. Was that just in the States or
Yeah, there was some sort of like having some problem.
financial
They're
issues?
keeping open for now.
Oh, okay.
In Canada.
Well, Red Lobster was saved in
They
Canada.
got a new CEO who's going to try and turn everything around.
Yeah, so this is where Uncle Tetsu's is. Very hyped up food item in the city. I think a little, I don't know. I don't hate the Uncle Tetsu's, but I do think it's a bit overhyped.
You like the more classical cheesecake?
I
More of a cheesy.
I do. I will admit that I do like a classic, more dense cheesecake. Not that I don't like the airy ones, but in terms of lining up for Uncle Tetsu's, I was like, it's good, but it wasn't anything that I went crazy about.
Yeah, because it's I don't mind. I like it, but not like if you like cheesecake a lot, then it's too subtle taste.
It is, yeah. Bubble tea place. Bubble tea scene in Toronto has really popped off. It's like bubble tea all over the place.
Yeah. And they have nice like sweet and savory croissants too.
Oh, really?
Plated.
At Hazukido,
People just think it's bubble tea.
it's more than bubble tea.
Yeah.
Baked goods. I'll have to go check it out sometime.
Like small little croissants and then with all kinds of
Yeah.
salmon or strawberries.
Want, but like
Ні, вивезли фотографію.
Yep, more police action. Wow. Jeez Louise. Perhaps things are going down. Comes the 505. Not too much racket going on at the
They're very
Young and
lively,
Dundas.
but like no
No drums. There's the times where I come down here. There's been, well, I guess it's kind of cold for the street performers, but there are times where I've come here and there's been like 2 or 3 separate drummers drumming on that corner, so you hear a lot of different beats at the same time. And then that on top of the street preachers and random people with their giant Bluetooth speakers blasting music. It can be pretty noisy here. Hey Juanita, good to see you. Thanks for joining.
And get this.
Oh, I guess it looks like you're continuing east.
Yeah, do you want to? Yeah? Or are you going to head
My bus gonna be here soon.
soon?
Yeah,
Okay, so
so
we'll say
right
bye
here.
to Henry. Yeah,
Great,
thanks for
nice to
everything,
meet you,
Henry.
brother.
I'll give you a fist
Thank
bump.
you all for being here.
Not
for
the handshake.
Toronto.
Yeah. Thanks for sending viewers my way. Thanks for lunch and the coffee and
It
donuts.
was a lot of fun, man. Just
Henry
glad to
always
see you.
spoils me. I have to get you back. Yeah. All right, you get some rest.
Yeah.
Get on that. The bus is coming soon, and we'll see you next time, I guess. Yeah.
Good.
Awesome, Henry. Good to see you.
Everything's
Take care. All right, saying bye to Henry. We'll walk through beautiful Dundas Square. I say that with sarcasm, of course. But we'll go a bit east, perhaps. Flick Hunter. Oh, good to see you in the chat, Flick Hunter. Well, yeah, you guys seen enough of this bootleg Times Square here. Let's go see a bit of a grimier side of Toronto. Walk by the old Imperial Pub, which is a classic spot. But yeah, let's go take a look at Fillmore's, see how that's doing. I mean, we won't go inside, of course. Don't think they take too kindly to streaming inside there. Okay. Chatty Cathy, thank you for being here. City TV moved out of this building here too. So not only CTV, but City TV moving out of the downtown core. It's 505 going to Broadview. Let's take a look inside. Looks like they're packing stuff up in here. Packing up the studio. I believe they moved to Scarborough, is it? Third home, yeah. There's the Imperial Pub and their classic neon sign. I do like it. And even inside is like a bit of a time warp. It's like being in a bar in the 80s. Quite enjoy just aesthetically the Imperial Pub. Haven't been there in a long time. Quite a bit of urine on the streets too. There's a little puddle there I have to walk over. Venturing off into, I guess, a bit of a rougher part of town, but oh, yeah, no, you're right, Chatty Cathy. They moved to the Rogers building. I think CTV moved to the Scarborough studio. Maybe I'm just totally wrong on the Scarborough part, but you're right, the Rogers building at, Jarvis Church, Mount Pleasant or whatever. That road that runs under the bridge there, under Bloor. Quite a few new developments in this side of town as well. I guess one will be going up here next to TMU. But this building up here, which is right next to the Fillmore's Hotel, which also is slated for demolition and development. I don't know that anyone is trying to save Fillmore's, but nonetheless, despite its seediness, is a iconic landmark. I'll be sad to see it go. They have some of the funnier marquee signs in the city in terms of gentlemen's clubs. CTV station in Scarborough. Okay, so that was correct, that information. Thank you. Thank you for the fact checking, everybody. You know, I hear about things, read about things, but I don't retain information very well, so take what I say with a grain of salt.
Yeah, let's take another hour.
John was really nice and gave me a Kit Kat bar after the St. Patrick's Day parade stream. Yeah, my hands are feeling colder than they did earlier. Looks like someone's set up for some sort of content over here. We're at Jarvis now, Jarvis and Dundas Street East. And just around the corner will be the iconic Fillmore's Hotel. I've been watching Degrassi Next Generation, and there is an episode where a couple of young teenagers try to make their way in there, but get rejected. Hey, Jerry, how's it going? Oh yeah, so speaking of marquee signs, Fillmore's does not disappoint. And they have something very topical right now. We'll get a closer look at it in a bit. But yeah, a bit of an iconic building here. Let's step away from the crosswalk so I'm not confusing anybody. But yeah, there is Fillmore's Hotel. Okay, I'll do a little cross-a-roo. And the sign reads, tariffs on, tariffs off, everything is guaranteed to come off on our stage. Elbows up. Not bad, not bad. Good old Fillmore's. I don't know that their neon sign works anymore. Last time I saw it at night, it was not lit up. But yeah, this I believe they sold the building, and plans to develop it are in the way, are underway. Pardon my poor pronunciation right now. My lips are a bit cold. But yeah, we'll make our way back around. I think what I'll do is I'm gonna make my way west so I can end up closer to my neck of the woods, but I do want to take us through Kensington Market, hopefully while there's still some action there. So we'll go along Dundas, back the way we came for a bit, and then go further west. If that works for you guys. But yeah, thank you everybody for being here with me. Coming from Henry's Live. He went about almost 8 hours today. He's a real trooper when it comes to live streaming. I think the longest I ever done was with Henry, and it was about 6 hours. Back at Mutual Street. Whew. But yeah, feeling noticeably chillier now with the sun not always beaming on us. So maybe we can go through Kensington Market and parts of maybe Little Italy and check out Maybe Palmerston Avenue. If you guys want.
¿Te cuesta así como te costó?
Dundaston Church right now. A little north of us would be where Maple Leaf Gardens is. Yeah, we'll go east. Sorry, west, and go through Kensington Market. Oh, some police are here. We won't focus on that. Give people their privacy. But there is, I noticed they had someone with a clothing that identified them as a nurse, so a special response unit perhaps to help with mental health crisis. Something relatively new introduced to responses for people because of just have like a specialized response to certain situations that police perhaps aren't trained for. That way certain situations can be dealt with more properly, right? This is the idea of that. So here's the Imperial Pub once again. I did see a dabbing emoji there. From Jerry. Thought that was pretty funny. Oh, I don't know if you guys remember, but there was that pickup truck that used to drive around. Forget what the place was called. It wasn't World of Jeans, was it? It was some business. Anyways, that business operated out of this laneway. And they'd have this junky pickup truck with a big like banner or ad on the back telling you to go there to shop. I don't know if anyone remembers that. Back at Yonge and Dundas. We'll just briskly walk through here, make our way west to Chinatown, and then get ourselves into Kensington Market. Got the all-way crossing going on right now. Looking south on Yonge Street. Sorry guys, whoa. Dodging the pedestrian traffic. A little bit of overlapping here as we make our way back to where we started, but hopefully Kensington Market will be interesting for you guys. decently busy day in the area. So there's a lot of people out and about today on a Sunday. Hey, how's it going, Vasily? Are you nearby? Did you want to say hello? Or you're just on the subway? You couldn't chat. That was it, right? Some more downtown sirens. Nearby home now. Okay, sorry. For some reason I thought, oh, maybe you were just letting me know you were nearby, but yes, you couldn't chat. That was the reason for letting us know. Okay. Continue to make our way west along Dundas. Checked out the beautiful Fillmore's Hotel building. I've tried on a number of occasions to take a picture of that for a postcard. And because it's such a weirdly shaped and angled building, it's kind of hard to get that shot. I haven't come out with anything that I've liked. Oh, yeah, Henry left maybe, I don't know, 20 minutes ago. Maybe 15. We dropped him off at Yonge and Dundas on our way east, where he was going to wait for his bus. And I just wanted to go a bit east before I turn back around to make my way to Chinatown and Kensington Market. Met up with Henry at the Kyoto House Japanese restaurant, which does all you can eat or a la carte. The all you can eat was not bad, price wise. $21.99, I think. Not bad for all you can eat, but I wasn't in all you can eat mode, so I ended up just getting a little combo. And thanks once again to Henry for treating me to that. Henry's always treating me. I gotta get that guy back somehow. Even bought me my coffee and my donut afterwards. Dundas and Chestnut. Hear a dog screeching back there. Yeah, it was pretty good. Good prices too. I believe my lunch, my little 12-piece, 10-piece sushi combo with soup and salad was $10.99. Can't really argue with those prices. If I was hungrier, I definitely would have done the all you can eat for $21.99. That's not bad at all. That is correct, Vasily, yeah. There's a few. Oh, here you go. Here's the another Elbows Up TO, which is going to be at the Metropolitan United Church, Queen and Church Streets downtown. Heard about that one. Don't know if I will be able to make it. There is some protest still down at on University, outside the courthouse, which is right across from the U.S. Embassy, but also nice view of the CN Tower from here with the Canada Life building in front of it, rather. Where we enjoyed our coffee earlier, and we're greeted by Flick Hunter, which was nice. Came out to say hi to us. We were chilling for a bit, me and Henry. There goes the 505. And we will be approaching the AGO before we get to Chinatown. We're gonna stop off and look at the elephant sculpture, which I think is interesting. There's a weird sculpture that looks like an elephant. We'll get there and we can analyze it. It's impressive. Perhaps not the nicest looking thing, perhaps. But in terms of what it's supposed to look like, I think they do an amazing job. It's just it's a weird concept. And you'll see what I mean when we get there if you haven't seen this sculpture before. No, I'm not on TikTok. I was on TikTok earlier, but because it's I guess there probably is a way, because some people stream in landscape mode. Oh, let's cross here on TikTok, but typically I just do the vertical mode, portrait mode rather. Here is the elephant, which is an elephant made out of, looked to be made out of old couches and chairs, and but it's actually made of bronze. But it really does look like leather couches. It's very interesting concept. It looks very much like the way it's supposed to look, even though it's neither an actual elephant or actual couches. Take care, Marie. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, that's exciting. Vasily, new gimbal. I'm using my DJI 7P right now. So I think it's like the second or third time I've taken it out. Yeah, the people are. I guess some people like it, or think it's, I like it because it's weird. I don't think it's particularly aesthetically pleasing, but for a sculpture that is meant to look like an elephant made out of old couches and chairs, they certainly got the look down. It's very strange. The artist 100% achieved the look. But yeah, that's that. You got the Flow 2 Pro. Nice, nice. I ended up getting a good deal on this 7P, the DJI, which I was already used to using. I had I still have the SE. Still works fine. I didn't necessarily need a new one, but I jumped on this deal because it was a deal, the one I found. And I just gave the old one to my girlfriend. But I was excited for this one because it has a module that allows you to connect your mic to your phone. And only issue is that it only works with a DJI Mic Mini, and I already have the DJI Mic 2, so it's not a benefit to me that way. But also the other benefit to the module is the charging your phone from the gimbal battery. However, that doesn't work so well. So yeah, the clamps are annoying, but with this DJI one, you need the clamp to attach the module. But again, the module doesn't do much for me in the end. So maybe I'll get the iPhone clamp, the MagSafe one rather. You got the RS4 Mini, nice. I've been seeing those because I wouldn't mind one for, or at least one that will handle my DSLR camera. I do some videos with my DSLR, and typically I can only shoot on a tripod, otherwise it's too shaky. But it would be nice to have it on gimbal. Oh, Jerry, yeah, yeah, sure. Yeah, I can take that off your hands. I'll buy it off here or whatever, yeah. If it's, yeah, I guess I'm assuming it's the DJI one. Yeah, we're now in Chinatown, West Chinatown. There's the East one as well. And yeah, not long till we get to Kensington Market. We'll just do a little walk through there. Oh wow, almost tripped on something again. When you have 8K to spare, yeah. The cinema cameras are. I'm sure some of the equipment I've been seeing while I'm doing this background work are worth a pretty penny. Until then, my semi-pro level DSLR will have to do. Although it takes nice shots. Like, you know, if you have a nice lens, you can achieve some nice photo quality, or video quality rather, if that's what you're after. And yeah, if you go to my YouTube page and find the C&E video that I did from a couple years ago, that was shot on my DSLR, as was my CP24 video. The CP24 truck video. Oops. I also have a whack load of videos to sort through, edit of Ontario Place. Something I keep putting off, but I feel like I have some decent video. Because I went there a lot while it was still accessible to explore the old abandoned log ride. And yeah, use my camera to get some footage of the area. I have a Nikon D7500. Not a full frame, but in terms of the crop sensor cameras, it's a bit better than the entry level ones. In terms of specs, it's not a mirrorless or anything. I would like to get into the mirrorless game, but switching over costs quite a bit of money. I can use my existing lenses, but need an adapter, and they don't always work as intended. Here's the Dragon City Mall. Let's make our way across Spadina. You have a Nikon sticker on your phone? That's right, Dundas and Spadina. Actually, you know what? We'll continue walking this way and we'll cross, because we can take a look at the collapsed apartment building that was all the rage last year. There's the facade of two buildings were falling forward. Yeah, that's your DSLR budget. I feel ya. I feel ya. You got someone sneezing up a storm in that alley there. Yeah, I have I don't know. I guess for me, I was already invested in the DSLR game with my photos and stuff, and just slowly upgraded the cameras over the years and picked up a few lenses along the way, and never had to upgrade the lenses because they last forever. And I'd usually buy a slightly older model, like the older model to the newest release, and get a deal on it. But more recently, I was gifted the 7500, I guess about 4 years ago at this point, which was new then, the newest model at the time, as a birthday gift from friends and family, which was really nice. Sneezing competition, yeah. whoever was in there sneezing, I think they won.
Now that means that minor old might be on the brink of explosion. So that could be it. But
Yes, and here is the aftermath of those leaning or collapsing buildings. So it was just the top levels of each address that I believe it was due to a issue with the roof that caused the facades, the fronts of the buildings to lean forward and collapse. It was three addresses here. And sadly, they've just been left like that ever since. Oops, sorry. I bumped my joystick on my gimbal here. Here we go. People who lived in those apartments obviously had to find a new living situation. The stores obviously cannot run out of those buildings, so they had to close up shop. I don't know if the landlord went bankrupt after this, because that's a pretty big ordeal and no one is fixing it. So I don't know all the details, but that's where that is at now. Okay, we won't step in front of a ambulance. Although, if I were to get hit by a car or vehicle of any sort, I guess an ambulance might be the best thing to get hit by. At least you have some paramedics that will attend to you. So we're going to dip back towards Kensington Avenue and then go up through Kensington that way and then back a little bit west and north to College.
말이 안 되는 게.
All right, we're at Kensington Avenue. I guess we're close to closing time for some of the businesses on a Sunday. Looks like some of the vintage stores are still open. Yeah, High Vintage is still going. Urban Catwalk. Got some racks outside now. Got a whole rack of sports jerseys here. Vintage. Don't see any Blue Jays jerseys.
Decide on because the route I'm taking us on is not a bus.
Oh, walking?
Oh, yeah, I came for a help.
Got a Buffalo Bills hat for upstate New York Bob. Canada gear is probably popular these days in light of recent events. Another vintage shop across the street. Courage My Love is open. Kensington, obviously a great spot for vintage clothing, if that's your thing. 'Tis mine. Although I'm a bit cheap and I like the hunt, so I often end up places like Value Village, Salvation Army, looking for a really good deal. Last Temptation, yeah. That's like a classic spot here. Lost Boys Vintage up here, Lola. Crazy Loco, vintage, tons and tons of vintage. Vintage has really gotten super popular lately. See a lot more vintage vendors at the local markets. That being said, prices have also gone through the roof for some items. You see some crazy prices like on eBay for vintage rock shirts. Oh, you found an old HMV shirt? Ah, I would wear one of those. If you're, oh, you bought it. Nice. I would love to see that, Jerry. European Deli used to be here, but now it's Sanigan's meat locker. Yeah, Kensington Market pretty bumping this afternoon. 20, 20 is cheap for a lot of these vintage resellers that I've seen, at least. The vintage clothing show is coming up in April at the Queen Elizabeth building, I believe, in CNE. They do it every year at CNE. I think they do it twice a year. Great show, but some of the prices being asked for some of the shirts are through the roof. Like hundreds of dollars. Pure mint, oh, that's always good too. Some nice citizen taking photos of 4 people. Let's get her camera out of the way. The CNE has a booth in the International Building of vintage shirts, where all the shirts are $20, and definitely a lot of crap to sort through, but there are some decent shirts, and $20 is not the worst for vintage, provided it's a good shirt. There's also a lot of stuff that's being passed off as vintage that isn't. Oh yeah, the satin jackets, the Japanese satin jackets are popular. Yeah, some of those go for a pretty penny when they're legitimate. And there's a good shop a friend of mine owns, and I do his buttons for him. His promotional buttons. Called House of Vintage in Parkdale. And yeah, he has some decent prices on things, and he's usually has one of those jackets in stock. Oh, sorry. Here's Bungalow. Bungalow's a kind of a cool vintage store that not only has clothing, but vintage furniture as well. Yeah. That can get you in a pickle too. But I guess if you really truly do like it, yeah. Buy two. You can also end up with a lot of stuff. Wow. Cars just blown through intersections.
Because like at least Seagate is.
I mean, when it comes to vintage, that's pretty hard to find. Oh yeah, here's this tree here has a knit sweater to keep it warm.
You know, it's like I hang out at the Cameron every Sunday night.
Feels nice.
You know.
Yeah, like
That's
or
cool.
Like a Rome thing. It's like a jazz group or whatever.
Bought 3, nice. Must have really liked that one. Whew. So we're here at College in Augusta, the end of one of the ends, the corners of Kensington Market. Have a look back down Augusta. You were born where that building stands, the Kensington Health Campus? Wow. Chatty Cathy, no way. That's cool. You were born at just outside of Kensington Market. Used to be called Doctors Hospital. Interesting, I did not know that. Much like I didn't know that the original Mount Sinai was in Yorkville. Heard that on Henry Stream, and it's from his tour guide on the bus. Here's the old vintage fire station with the clock tower. Oh, here are the Shen Yun banners. So this is an interesting thing. Shen Yun is this performance that happens at the Four Seasons Center. They come around every year around this time. So it's March 29th, April 6th. This has connections to a cult of sorts. Something close to Scientology. And one of the ways they reach people, I guess, or are able to promote their propaganda is to through a dance show. But they are related to a religious, you can call it a cult, called Falun Gong, which was banned in China. So the person who started it moved to America, but it is involved in some shady practices that involves, you know, taking people's money, making them work for nothing, and so people have come out of Falun Gong. Performers from the Shen Yun performance group who've detailed what they've went through. Yeah, I don't know if you guys know anything about that. I've definitely seen these. I've been handed flyers for these, not thinking much about it. And then I found out, oh yeah, there's a seedy, shady connection behind this. So you can go down a pretty deep hole researching that stuff. I recommend it just for knowing. It's interesting. But of course, the guy who runs the Falun Gong is super duper rich. Yeah. Don't know if anyone cares much for that, but I find that stuff fascinating. They did do, oh, Flick Hunter, amazing. I'll have to look it up because I've watched a few YouTube videos. People do a bit of a dive on it. But yeah, it's some shady stuff going on there. Hush Hush has got some, I don't know if they're just prepping for tonight. It's Sunday. I don't know what kind of Sunday, what is it, early evening? No, yeah, 5 o'clock. Don't know what kind of parties are going on at Hush Hush. Formerly the Bird's Nest or something, or Nest I think it was called. Hey, T-Shots is in the chat. Yes, yes, yes. That's what happened. That was my first introduction to it as well, T-Shots Artera. Got a flyer from a nice lady on the streetcar, on the Spadina streetcar, and kind of went on a little rant about, oh, it's, you know, it's a story about, or it's performances that are like from China before communism, and it was very much like okay, so they don't like communism, but when you look into it, the reason why they're pumping the anti-China message is because China said, hey, you're a cult, we're banning you, you cannot be a religion here. China can do that easier than, say, places like Canada or the US. There's, I guess, if you're an official religion, you're protected. But yeah, there's some shady deals. There's a lot of videos you can watch on YouTube about it, or read the New York Times article. That's probably going to be the most in-depth thing you can watch. But yeah, you see banners for it every year. I've been tempted to go, but they are pricing. I also don't want to support anything that is treats people horribly, you know. Yeah. The spiel I got, was that CD, yeah, exactly. And then I didn't think too much of it. I thought it was a little bit weird, but then I looked into it. I'm like, oh wow, okay, so there's a whole story behind this, and the Falun Gong is the religion, quote unquote, behind it. But anyways, moving on from Shenyun, Sneaky D's. Me and Henry had some nachos here with Boom, and Liam as well actually joined us for Sneaky D's. This is a legendary spot here at college in Bathurst. Great nachos at Sneaky D's. And tomorrow, Monday, if you're in the area, their whole menu is 50% off. So you get food for really, really cheap. And there's also often drink deals as well, like $5 tall cans. Sebastian, I did not see that news. But that sounds wild. That's you wouldn't think something like that would happen at Epcot Center. Yeah, totally. Yes, T-Shots. Yes. I didn't know about the signing thing, but I'm tempted to go like undercover to see what the show was like. Gimbal is doing weird things, guys. 1 second. Oh, it went into standby mode. Okay, my bad. My bad, or the gimbal's bad, I'm not sure. Yeah, I guess that's the play, right? Just hand out a flyer innocently from some nice old Chinese lady. The lady was nice, you know, like I didn't get any bad vibes from her, but yeah. I guess that's their play. And then you're like, oh yeah, I guess maybe I should check that out, support it. Seems like a, you know, support the arts. But no, owner of Falun Gong, it's mega rich. The performers, I don't think, make much money and are treated horribly. Jerry, yes. I have a cable plugged into my phone. But you know what? I should unplug it. Because actually the new DJI gimbal has a feature where if you bump it, you can change the mode to landscape by just pushing it with your finger. But that obviously leads to some issues. If you don't mean to do that, you don't really want to do that while you're doing a live stream. So, yep, very convincing at first. Yeah, you know, I was interested. I was even gonna ask my Chinese friend, like, oh yeah, we should maybe go see Shenyang, but I didn't. I looked into it. Yeah, Jerry, it came with a right angle cable, but it's a short one that links to the module, which does a bad job charging the phone, sadly. That was one of the things I was excited about, to have like kind of everything in my hand, no cables going into my pocket. Sadly, the charging function does not work well. And sadly, the module also doesn't work with the DJI Mic 2, which I already own. You know, they made it only compatible with the Mini. Kind of annoying. But nonetheless, I got a decent deal on this gimbal. I was due for an upgrade. It was cheaper than even finding the older models, so I went with it. Less cursing is always good. Yeah, here's Palmerston, by the way. This is a nice street to walk up. They don't have your typical street lights here, street lamps. These old-timey ones, and at nighttime it looks really, really nice. Some beautiful houses on here too. But we'll take this all the way up to Bloor. Terry's got tons of right angle cables. Okay, perhaps we'll have to do some dealing, Jerry, with the MagSafe clamp and perhaps a right angle cable. I need the charge to my phone because my phone's old. I do like it a lot, and so I'm riding it out until I'm ready to buy a new one, but it's a 12. It's just a regular iPhone 12. Battery still holds pretty well considering I use it so much. And I've had it for, I don't know, three and a half years now. But obviously the battery's not amazing. Luckily, the DJI Mic 2 has the receiver, has a pass-through system where I can plug the receiver into my lightning port and then also plug a cable into that, which will charge both my receiver and my phone. But yeah, I'll probably end the live when I get to Bloor. they've converted Palmerston into staggering or laddered one-way streets. So you can't take Palmerston all the way up to Bloor anymore from College as like an alternate route, which I suppose is something to benefit the locals, so there's not so much crazy traffic blowing through the neighborhood. Mitzi Fritzy, oh my God, how's it going? What am I having for dinner? That's a good question. I'm gonna go to Pat Central, Korean supermarket, and maybe get something from there to make at home. Mitzi Fritzy is my friend who is a goblin artist. Check out Mitzi Fritzy's. Do you have stuff on your YouTube? I'm not sure. On TikTok, she has a bunch of followers, but a lot of amazing content. A lot of amazing content of her goblin art. She makes these cool goblin sculptures. There's also a music video. There's a music video on Mitzi Fritzy? Okay, cool. Yeah, check out Mitzi Fritzy. It's my friend. Makes really fun, cool art. Also made a funny music video. Is that on this account? I make a cameo with my late dog in that video. I watch that from time to time, Mitzi Fritzy. I watched it like maybe a month or two ago. I need to watch the upside down clown cone video. Thank you. You should know I've expanded my acting repertoire. I'm now doing or I have been doing a little bit of background work, quote unquote acting. Can you? Oh, I see. On your end. Okay. I was like, because my mic is really low on battery power, so I thought maybe it ran out. Yeah. I'll be on, I don't know, like 3 different TV shows. Well, we'll see if they use the shots of me, but it was fun. It was a fun thing to do for some extra cash. I don't know what studios you end up working at, but a couple of my shuttle buses came out of the Kipling Cinespace studio. Cops. I play this unruly drunk guy who shouts obscenities and gets taken down. Well, one of them is Law and Order Toronto, so close. Although, yeah, Flick Hunter, there you go. I hope you'll see me in that one. I don't know for sure. It's the way I was angled in whatever shot they were doing, so you may or may not see me in that one. But yeah, I just randomly signed up through an agency that sent a handful of work my way. It was just four jobs, that was it. It's been pretty quiet since. Oh, no way. Ken Continuum's brother-in-law is associated with Law and Order Toronto. That's cool. Me, Liam, and Henry actually walked by a filming set not far from here of Law and Order, Bickford Park. They had like a tent city kind of set up for the episode. Apparently that's aired already, so I should look for that one and watch it. Won't be on that one, but we were there passing by while they were filming. Yeah, Current Affair. Yeah. I haven't been the unruly drunk guy who shouts obscenities in real life. But yeah, this is beautiful Palmerston Street. Maybe take a look at some of the houses while we walk here. Just free toilet over here next to the green bin. If anyone is in need of a toilet replacement, sorry, I'm struggling with my words. But yeah, nice to have 26 of you in here. Really appreciate everybody that came from Henry's live after I met up with him and continued watching. I know a lot of you guys probably watched Henry for quite a while. He was live for almost 8 hours. So having time for me is much appreciated. But yeah, I'll end the stream as we get into Koreatown. Because I'm finding myself, excuse me, in a similar situation that Henry was in earlier in his life, where he really had to go to the bathroom. So I think it's almost at my limit. But also I'll need to do a little bit of grocery shopping. And yeah, it was a pretty good walk though. 8 hours is a slow day for Henry, my goodness. That guy is a trooper. He did, definitely watch his live, he did the Canadian sightseeing bus tour. I need to watch that because I was always curious of where that goes. Yeah, he probably would have. Whew. Well, we had a decent walk. Good 1.5 hours is a decent walk. Started off at University in Dundas, dipped a bit east to go take a peek at the Fillmore's Hotel. Come back, did pass through Chinatown quickly, and went through Kensington Market, through College, and then up Palmerston. But yeah, I want to thank you guys for joining me as I feel the pressure on my bladder right now. My goodness. I'm gonna have to find a place to take care of business. Well, I hope we get to do that Niagara one. That'd be cool. Hat Central is just a bit west of here. Maybe they'll have a washroom for me to use. Thanks, Kurt. Yeah. Maybe we'll head into the alley. Get a bubble tea. Let's see. But yeah, I should end this now while we're in Koreatown. Thank you so much for joining me, guys, on this walk. Thanks for all your support, the positive combos, and I'll try my best to go live on YouTube again. More so on TikTok. That's where I have more of my followers, but I try to do some stuff on here as well. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for making it a fun live and worthwhile too with having all of you in here. Yeah, take care.